Do you feel you trust the universe, trust this process called life, and that everything is working in your favor? Well, let's talk about it. When we are kids, we have these great expectations from our lives, and then we grow up into responsible, mature adults, and we go through ups and downs. We take some detours and we adjust our expectations. Over time, we have some successes, but overall, the theme of life seems like it is hard and things don't feel that great. But sometimes someone comes along the way and says, "Hey, trust the process." And we feel like committing violence, but only in our minds because we are mature adults. Well, I have been there as well. But I have done enough research and have had experiences of my own that I can tell you that this advice is legit. Now, I'm going to use the safety net of being behind this screen to tell you to trust the process. Now, stay with me. It's not some Pollyanna attitude that we are using here. Let's break it down. Let's see why it makes sense for us to trust the process. We are already supported 24/7. Take a look at our bodies. Our hearts are pumping blood, the lungs are working. There are so many processes that are working in the body: respiration, metabolism, all these hormones, circulation, and there are so many other things. We have no control over it. We don't have to intervene from time to time and take a look at our bodies and see that everything is working okay or not. We don't have the capacity to do that. So we are completely supported here. Another thing, the environment. We have this cycle of day followed by night, which supports our circadian rhythms. We have air that we breathe in, we have water. Without this support from the environment, we would not last even for a few minutes. How about support from the people? The people who have created all these comforts and facilities in our lives. If not, then we would still be living in caves. So we already are supported in the macros of our life. We take it for granted, but we know that we have to trust on these vital things. Otherwise, we would not be here to even ask the question. But then why are we afraid to trust on the micros in our life in terms of our goals and achievements and our dreams? Why? Because it feels like when we give our all, when we do our best and we keep hustling, even then we are not able to achieve what we would like to. And even when we achieve, it doesn't look like what we were thinking or hoping it would. So it feels like I'm barely making it work, barely hanging on by the skin of my teeth, and someone comes in and tells me to just trust the process and magically everything will show up. Well, I'm not telling you to sit on the couch and trust the process and magically everything will show up. I'm telling you, go after your dreams, pursue your goals, and give your best. Do your best. And after that, trust the process. Trust the process completely, whether you see a positive outcome or a negative outcome. If something did not work out the way we wanted it to, it's not proof of failure. Our mistake is that we label something as failure when the outcome is not congruent to how we would like it to be. We have so many examples from people around us, from our history books, where these pioneers, they kept going in the direction of their dreams in spite of all the negative outcomes they faced. The difference is they did not accept those negative outcomes as failures and kept going. They trusted in themselves in the process. They just kept going and then they realized their dreams. The same applies to us as well. Okay, let me tell you a story. One day I was standing on this third floor looking at this parking lot below me, and the parking lot was quite crowded towards the entrance, but there was a lot of room, a lot of parking spaces on the far end. There were three cars that came in. The first one was a compact car, so it parked in the first spot that it found. The second car was a big 10-seater, and the driver tried to park it in the first spot, which was for a compact car, and he or she wasn't able to because it was really tough. But the driver didn't give up. They just kept going back and forth 6 to 7 times before they just jammed their car in there and parked it, although there was no room on the sides. The third car was a little bolder. It went ahead. It didn't take up the first spot because it was again a tight spot. It The car kept going, and I was mentally cheering the car to go all the way to the end where there was plenty of parking. But the car went a little bit ahead, but I don't know what happened. The driver went a little bit ahead and then maybe changed his or her mind and then backed the car and chose one of these spots and parked in there. And I had an epiphany of sorts. I feel in our life as well, when we pursue a goal and we see the first opportunity that is available to us, we sometimes just compromise and take it up, thinking that maybe we will not have more opportunities down the way. And we just jam our metaphorical cars in there. And then we feel stifled and not supported because we just compromised on something because we felt that there were no good opportunities for us down the line. But some of us are bolder, like that third car, and we keep going and don't take up the first spot. But then there is this inner voice from the culture, society, or even ourselves, which tells us that maybe if we keep going, we might lose these opportunities which are right now available to us. And so instead of making that giant leap, we turn around and go for the opportunities that is presenting itself. But then there are some of us who do not settle for the first spot or second spot or even the third spot and keep going. They trust in the process, they trust in themselves, and then they reach the far end of the parking lot where they are in car heaven, where there are so many parking spots and opportunities abound, and they are able to make their dreams come true. So, in essence, all of us are trusting in something. The question is, are we consciously aware of what it is we are trusting in? Are we placing our trust in conventional ideas that life sucks, life is hard, we have to make things happen, everything is against us, opportunities are few, and there are more people? Or are we trusting that it's a co-creation, universe supports us, life supports us, and it's not just blindly trusting but then also looking for evidence. So even if something does not happen the way I would like to, the outcome is not the way that I envision, I still actively look for something that is in my favor. Maybe it's I need a certain skill, or this path is not right for me. I need to go on to the other path. So, whatever outcome I see, whether it's positive or negative, by normal standards, I still find what works for me in that particular scenario because my core belief is I trust that it is working out for me. So, find out what it is you're trusting in, where you are placing your trust. Another point, now it might be far out and a little abstract, but I'm still gonna share it with you. You can take it or leave it. I feel I was okay before I was born, and I feel I will be okay after I die. So, whatever this energy or spirit or force is, it took care of me before I was born and it will take care of me after I die. Then, why would it not support me in this little blip of existence that I have now? Why will it bring me here to play this cruel, sadistic game with me? Logically speaking, it does not make sense to me. Okay, I'm done with that point. Byron Katie, the author of Loving What Is and the creator of the inquiry process, The Work, says, we live in a friendly and loving universe. What that means is that the universe complies with our wishes. So, if we think life does not support us, we live in a negative environment, things are aligned against us, then the universe will provide us with proof of that scenario, because it's completely non-judgmental. It's not going to judge us that we are believing these negative thoughts. It's only going to comply and provide us more evidence of negativity. And on the flip side, if we feel that we live in a positive environment and we trust that everything is working for us, then again the universe will provide us more instances of that. What we send out, so will we receive. So, based on all these points, my conclusion for this hypothesis is that it makes sense for us. It works to our advantage if we believe that everything is working in our favor and we trust the process. If we don't, then we create more hurdles for ourselves, and then we have to work double duty to overcome those hurdles. Now, I'm going to ask you this question. Analyze this for yourself. Do you think you trust life, trust the process, and everything that happens works in your favor? And then, no matter what the outcome is, you look for evidence of that, that you are supported by the system, you're supported by life. Or do you feel you do not trust the process and you have to go at it alone? You have to overcome all the challenges yourself? Answer these questions and make the right choice for yourself. Good luck.